Hello everyone from English Grade 11 University. Today is April 21st and we are getting into the last bit of the course, right? So first of all, thank you to those of you who just gave me your reflections. I've emailed about half of you, I think, maybe more, your reflections marked along with your participation mark. If you haven't gotten it yet, don't worry, you'll have it hopefully by this time tomorrow, if not sooner, right? My goal is to have you guys all finished by tomorrow, right? So the reflections are coming, and hopefully that'll go down soon. So I wanted to turn my attention right now to essays, right? Because you're all getting ready to write a final essay for me to finish off this course. So, the essay, you've already, of course, done essays, right? I've got them all right here. Most of you have requested your essay grade. Oh, by the way, if you requested it with your essay, your reflection, don't worry, I'm going to send them both at the same time. Just hold on. Anyway, so, nevertheless, you've done this before, but it's worth reminding people about each step of the essay as we go along. So let's start with the intro paragraph, which most of you in there did pretty well, but some of you did a bit weird stuff. So let's make sure we remember what we're supposed to do. So, first things first, the hook sentence, right? So your hook sentence is your introduction of the topic, right? So I've got an example paragraph right here, or intro paragraph right here, right? Let's say my question is Banquo the decent human being that he appears to be, or is he just another power player, right? So we talked about this when we were going through the text, so that's my topic. So, in the hook sentence, which is this thing right here, let me highlight that in blue, the hook sentence will introduce the topic, right? So I've got right here, in Shakespeare's time, royal authority could not easily be challenged, right? So I've got that first sentence that just sort of introduces the idea of royal power and politics and everything like that in that first opening line, right? So when you write your own essays, you want to, don't start with your thesis. Start by just introducing the topic, right? So if I were to, hang on, let me pull up the questions. Pick, compare and contrast Macbeth and the X-Colored Man, right? I might say something like, throughout the ages, authors have tried to capture the human struggle or something like that, right? Or if I'm doing, was the character of Macbeth a truly evil human being, right? If that's my topic, then I might say, evil is in the eye of the beholder or something like that. Introduce the topic. Again, the best rule for the topic for the hook sentence is that it should, by itself, tell me which question you've picked. All right, so that's what's going on with the hook sentence. After that, you've got your background sentences, right? Over here I have, the play Macbeth depicts a tyrannical king who, that shouldn't be counting this, I don't think, who comes to power through murder and then maintains his rule through assassinations and fear. Throughout the play, Macbeth's actions are contrasted with that of Banquo, who is Macbeth's best friend and who was also the ancestor of Shakespeare's own King James. Banquo is described as a loyal friend throughout the play and does not participate in the murder of King Duncan. However, Banquo may still... hang on, before I get to that. So, this bit here. Bing. That's my background sentences. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, right? So about 3 sentences is enough, right? And you just have to talk a little bit about, well, what is your subject about, right? What are the things the readers need to know? Again, the way to think about background sentences is that you should imagine that you are writing for a teacher that does not know anything about the play, right? So if I were to give this essay to someone who has never read Macbeth or never heard of Macbeth, they should be able to get a sense of what's going on, right? By the way, So about 3 sentences is enough for your purposes here. In your hook sentence, 1 sentence is enough, right? For background sentences, it's going to be 3 sentences. And then finally, the last sentence of your first paragraph is your thesis. So I've got mine right here. Let's put it in a nice green, and let's talk about it, right? However, while Banquo may appear to be a virtuous and good man, he is still nevertheless just as self-obsessed as Macbeth is. For his top priority is not justice, but rather simply how he himself can benefit from the situation, right? So the thesis is your answer to the question, right? And in your essays, when you guys wrote those, I was very particular about the importance of the thesis, right? The last sentence of your first paragraph needs to answer the question, right? It needs to tell me what you think, right? And I can't emphasize how important it is to have a good thesis in your essay, right? Because if you write an essay with all of these brilliant points, I have no way of knowing if you're making a good point or a bad point if I don't know your thesis, right? The thesis is what you want me to believe. It's what you want your reader to think, right? And so if I don't know what you're trying to say, right, what you're trying to prove, then I don't know what to do with any of your quotes, any of your evidence, or anything like that, right? So the thesis is extremely important for putting this thing together. All right, so we're going to take this slow this week, right? I know you guys don't have time to listen to a 30-minute video, right, every day when you have to put together this essay. So what I shall say is, today we're just going to stick with the intro paragraph. So again, hook, background, thesis, right, just like so. Does not have to be long, right? It should be about 5 sentences total, right? Because the thesis, by the way, is definitely 1 sentence, right? And remember also that you should never do this, right? Look at the screen there. Don't do that, right? If you do this, you've ruined your essay, right? I don't want to. Don't ruin your essay, right? The whole point is to not ruin your essay. So yeah, please make it all 1 block and make sure that you have everything where it is supposed to be. So with that in mind, we can finish our talk about the intro paragraph here. If you have any questions about the way the hook sentence works, or the way the background sentence works, or the thesis works, that can be asked at any time, and I will be happy to answer your questions through email. Now, on Friday of this week, we're going to have that Google Meetup, right, at 10:30. So schedule that in your calendar, right? If you're able to come, please come, right? We're going to be talking about the essay questions in real time, right? I'm thinking this can be for about an hour or so, right? Probably an hour. So be available at 10:30 on your computer, right? I don't know if it will work on your phone. It might. I will look that up, right? But just, be ready online at 10:30 on Friday so that we can do that Google Meetup and see how that works. All right, so we will leave it there for today. And if you have any questions about essays, you just let me know. And if you haven't gotten your reflection back, just wait another day. And I tried to get a cat. And I will get that to you hopefully by the evening of the 21st. All right, thanks guys. Have a good evening.